Hey up, me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So today we're going to be having a look at the In-Between Tarot. It's by Janine Worthington and Franco Rivoli. Shout out to my lovely friend Jennifer Ball from Jennifer Ball's Witch House, because I didn't even know that this deck existed until she mentioned it. Now, this deck on the back does reference two other decks, which are the Before Tarot and the After Tarot by Lo Scarabeo. However, it is not to be confused because it's not kind of like the same series. I mean, these look lovely together on the bookcase. Because if you've got the Before Tarot and you've got the After Tarot, it could lead you to think that the In-Between Tarot is just the tarot, right? Because if you're, and these are based on RWS images, so that's one moment before the tarot that we know, so just before the Fool is about to step off the cliff. And the After Tarot, so I've done it the wrong way around. The Before Tarot, which has the Fool just about to, what happens before he's about to step off the cliff. And then the After Tarot is one moment after. So you see the Fool dangling by one hand after he's stepped off the edge of the cliff, etc. As you can see here. I'm not sure if they show. Yeah, so there's the Tarot, the Fool before, and then the Fool after to illustrate. The In-Between Tarot, if comparing with them, you would think, well, that's just what the RWS is then, surely. So what this deck is about is the relationship between the card and the next card in the progression through the Major Arcana and Minor Arcana. But it does say, as the Before and After Tarot explore what happens just before and after each arcana, the In-Between Tarot focuses on the relationship between cards. Each in-between card expresses the symbolic space that connects the arcana, revealing the connection between them. The cards will help the reader to shift her focus, that's interesting, from hard meanings to softer and more dynamic nuances and interpretations. The In-Between Tarot will also open the door to a brand new way to read and study the traditional tarot. And I was really intrigued, but to be honest, I don't necessarily need a deck that does that, because I like to read relationships between cards in a spread anyway. But what really drew me to this deck was some of the amazing artwork when Jennifer showed her walkthrough. And I'll link Jennifer's video below, because that's what made me pull the trigger on this deck. Now, I did make a mistake. When I ordered this last week, when I saw Jennifer do her walkthrough, I ordered it, but I ordered and it's not open. I'm going to do this as a giveaway. Just the cards with a little instruction booklet. I didn't realise they came in two versions, and I did want the set because I think the book with this is really quite beautiful. So let's crack her open. So, the In-Between Tarot. So it has the magnetic box, very much like Llewellyn actually. So Lo Scarabeo are quite surprising because you just never know what you're going to get. You know now, kind of when you order tarot sets with Llewellyn, you're going to get this type of box with schiffer. It's the lift-up ones with the two ribbons. Lo Scarabeo are coming out of all different kind of wonderful boxes. They've moved past their tuck box stage, but you know, I opened the black and gold tarot yesterday, which was a beautiful box design. And then we've got things like the top lift-off box that the Radiant Wise came in earlier this year. But this is very much kind of like the Llewellyn box with the magnetic closure at the side. The box is matte. And we've got this, I think you can see it here in the light, this lovely sort of embossing for the word in between tarot. The words in between tarot embossed. But it's lovely. Look at this image. Isn't this fantastic? You'll see exactly what card this is when we get to it. And on the back, the cards here again are glossy, set against this matte background. Sorry, I just had a complete brain fog there. We have the wonderful Aurora Boreas. Maybe I should stop this and do it another day. It has been a long day, guys. And then we have this book, which is really, really nice. You get a full colour thumbnail, but look at the artwork. It is beautiful. And you get a full, for the Major Arcana, you get a full glossy colour page. It's just beautiful. You can see why I wanted this set. I mean, here, look, you've got the Temperance, which goes into the Devil, so you can see the Devil emerging in the background, and then you've got the Devil going into the Tower. So it's just incredible. The Hanged Man going into death. So it's an amazing concept. I'm not quite sure how it worked, but that's the fun of finding out. The Fool going into the Magician. I mean, look at that. Isn't that great? So what do we get with the book? How many pages is it? You've got some notes pages, some personal notes at the back. So the text finishes at 152, and then you've got probably about 8 pages of notes. So say 160 pages. A write-up about the artist, Venetian-born Franco Rivoli, and then at the author Janine Worthington, who's been reading tarot for 25 years, exploring your in-between cards, a word on reversals, the next step method. So you've got some spreads there, bridge spread, single card readings, which I think for this deck, with these kind of having kind of 2 cards melded into one, or those energies in one, I might just start off with single card pulls for now. I mean, they would work great in a spread as well. You'd get so many different nuances, wouldn't you? They're talking about the in-between deck. Majors Only 2012. The in-between deck, Majors Only 2012. In September 2012, I presented the concept for the Majors Only version of the in-between tarot and Tarosophy Tarot conference. So was there a Majors Only deck of this then, back in 2012? I mean, it's before my time on YouTube, but yeah, it was launched in 2013 with a view to including the minors and courts at a later date. The After Tarot came in 2017, and the Before Tarot last year in 2018 were created by Corey and Kenner, which altered the perspectives of the Rider-Waite deck. Wow, so this was a Majors Only deck. I didn't know that. Sliding doors. I like that concept. How many doors have you opened? How one can go into the other? Oh, that's a great way to lay your cards in this deck using that. Wow. So there's quite a lot. Oh, they're showing the Radiant Wise there. That's the Radiant Wise deck. Beautiful, beautiful colour images. So, nice book. One that I'm looking forward to exploring. It's quite a thick deck. That is quite chunky. Sadly, it's just a flimsy cardboard insert. I suppose now with opening the black and gold yesterday, I'd love them all to have that lovely velvet. But it is sealed, so you're not going to lose cards, so it can't be too harsh. But yeah, lots of people take that out, put the cards in a bag, put the book at the bottom and the cards on top, because these do get damaged quite easily over time. So, lovely box, good book. Let's pop them there. Let's have a look at the cards. So, I can't find where I've just put the scissors. Back in the drawer. So we have the usual Tarosophy, I think that's how you say that, card, and we have the title card for the In-Between Tarot. Wow, I can't believe how chunky this is. The cardstock is really, really good. Wow. These are the backs with the Ouroboros. It's obviously not reversible, but I mean, do you really want to add on another layer of reading reversals when there's already two kind of layers within each card now? Okay, let's have a look at the images then. Yeah, that will do. So what we have here is we have the title at the bottom, which is the main element of the card, which is 0, the Fool. But then we have the title again on the left and what it's going into. So the next major arcana card. So here we have the Fool going into the Magician. And we can see here the Fool is holding his white flower, but he's taken to the air, he's blindfolded, he has all the elements on his wings here, etched. He's thrown away his little neckerchief. I forget what you call those, that's tied, like a neckerchief tied onto the end of a pole. His feather is there, and the dog's just looking up as if to say, okay, well, you're not just stepping up, you're the magician. You've manifested flight and off you soar. And then we have the Magician bringing in the energy of the High Priestess, which is just wonderful, look. So we've got the pillars, the black and the white pillars. We have the crescent moon. I mean, how beautiful is that? And here is our High Priestess bringing in the energy of the Empress. Oh, look at that. Those cards together with this moonlit night of the High Priestess, and then the earthy, beautiful greenery and trees and flowers, and wow. And I love the baby. We very often see a pregnant Empress, and wow, it's just gorgeous. And then we have the Empress and the Emperor coming together. They've got a family. Well, they're the Empress and the Emperor. And they're both holding the female symbol. They're both embracing it. I don't see this as a tug of war or anything like that. They're just both grasping it. Gorgeous. I love seeing the melding of the symbols within the one image. So here's our Emperor, which is also going into the Hierophant, which is magnificent. It's an absolutely magnificent card. It's like something out of, and I don't watch it, but it's like something out of War of the World, not War of the Worlds. Oh dear. Everybody's shouting it at the screen back at home, aren't you? The films that go on forever and ever. I can't think what it's called, Tolkien. It's Tolkien. Oh, look, Lord of the Rings. There we go. It reminds me of that sort of image. And I love the elemental symbol as well of, I think that's Taurus. I'm not up on astrology at all, but you know, you get both energies here. And then we have the Hierophant going into the Lovers, which is perfect, isn't it? You know, this priest, this you know, spiritual person actually performing a hand fasting ceremony here of these young lovers. And it's just, what a great card. Look at the setting sun, and got the hand gesture, and oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You've got the ribbon making the lemniscate symbol, these little lit candles all around. I was trying to see if there's the cross keys anywhere, but... And then we have our lovers going into the Chariot. Wow. I wonder if this is like got the two, but it's almost like the Ark of the Covenant or something, isn't it? To be carried off on. And then the Chariot going into Strength. I love that the Strength is depicted here as the constellation. There's a lot of astrology within this deck as well, so if that's your bag, great. And that connection through the mind in that meditative sitting position. Strength and the Hermit. Beautiful. Oh. Wow, I want to pathwork with this card. And look at that road going off into the mountains, which is the mountains lit by the moonlight, and the little hermit lighting the way with his little lantern, passing through Strength. Just stunning. If this was released as a majors only deck like 9 years ago, I can't believe I've never come across it before. Here's our Hermit, which goes into the Wheel. Oh, beautiful. I love the energy of the suits here and the elements. Oh, wow. And each of the rays of light correspond as well, which is just beautiful. So we have earth and we have water, fire and air. And the wheel that is sitting on is actually musical notes. Then we have the wheel going into Justice. And look at the energy, the flow here. Really trying to keep hold of things and hold on to balancing those scales in this turbulence because of the wheel effect of that turning. Wow. Justice going to the Hanged Man. I mean, when you think about these, you know, I'm literally thinking of, you know, somebody's being carried here to face justice. And somebody, you know, obviously against their will, they've been carried along by 4 people to be met, to be judged. And then the Hanged Man going into death in this Wicker Man. Wow. That reminds me of the Edward Woodward film. Not the Nicolas Cage one. But that suspension here. Wow. And the imminent death. Beautiful card. Just look at that. Death and Temperance. I love the 4 energies here. You've got your fire, air, water, earth, and this beautiful phoenix soaring through the sky. You know, fire may have destroyed, the death part may have destroyed, but everything, Temperance, everything in balance, in harmony. Beautiful. Temperance going into the devil. Wow, and here's our phoenix, continuing from the previous card. Only now the cloud formation is the formation of the devil. And there's Adam and Eve with the tree of knowledge. Interesting, there's the 2 cups from Temperance that have just been disregarded, or the 2 vessels from Temperance. And then we have death to the tower. Wow, there's the tree again. Having this kind of protection. It doesn't look destructive, does it, for the tower? But here's what happens next. There they are, going from tower to the star card. And this shield shattering because it's destroyed. The star going to the moon. Wow. And the moon going to the sun. And I love that. Don't you? Don't you love it when you see the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time? It's almost like you're seeing a phenomenon. I mean, they're always there. But sometimes when it's a very clear sky, or a very clear and crisp, frosty day, you very often see the moon clearly in the sky. Look at him. Just enjoying the calmness. And then sun to judgment. Wow. Wow. Powerful image. Judgment and the world. I mean, this building, look, rising up. And then the world takes us back to the Fool. So the major arcana comes round in a complete circle, which is wonderful because very often I'll open a tarot deck and the Fool will be at the end. The Fool will follow the world. And that's as it is. It's cyclical. As it's illustrated here. And here's our younger Fool. Absolutely stunning. And as you can see, they are borderless. We just have these half borders so that we can have the... And they'll look great when they're lined up in a spread. You don't need me to keep saying, you know, it's obvious now that ace is going to go to 2, 2 is going to go to 3, etc. But just look at the connections, and the artwork is just stunning. I love how this brings in the lovers, but the celebration of 3 as well. Oh, gorgeous. Look at these people here, laying blissfully unaware, as you would expect in the 4 of Cups. But you've also got the 3 of Cups here. 4 and the 5 together. There's the 4. Oh, so well done. Five and 6. Oh, I love it. I'm going to do a reading tonight with these. I need to know how these work in a spread. So beautiful. And then here we have our 10 of Cups. That 9 behind the person. What we're used to seeing in the RWS, the 9 cups behind the person, but going into the energy of the 10 of Cups. There's no rainbow, but you can see the sun and the sky and the homesteads. It's beautiful. And then 10 taking you back to the Ace. So we have the Page and the Knights coming together. Then the Knights and the Queens. The Queen and the King. And if it be Knight back to the Page. Yes, the Knight. Sorry, the King back to the Page. Love it. Wow. So we have our coins rather than pentacles. The balancing. Continuing, I like this. Votes for women. I mean, it's such a great deck for diversity as well. We go, each of the suits takes us to a different time and place, which is just wonderful. Wow. I mean, look. Five and 6. The Women's Refuge. Bill of Human Rights. Oh, this is amazing. Victory to the suffragettes. Equality now. Oh. The fight for equality is always going on, isn't it? So women got the votes, women started to be treated as equal, but then, you know, we had the whole thing with civil rights movement and ongoing. Gay rights movement, trans rights movement. Love this. Oh, brilliant. And then we have our wands. The Ace of the 2. Looks like he's practicing to juggle torches, but they're not lit. Well, I suppose he's starting out, so therefore he's doing them without having them lit. That's what it looks like he's doing. And she's almost conjuring these 2 orbs. Wow. Here we have our 4 of Wands. Look, that kind of canopy, that celebratory element. And then the 3, the journey. Oh, love it. 4 and the 5. 5 and 6. Oh, look at these. They're very menacing. It's their characters all the way through, isn't it? Now the lighting, the torches. Graduation. Wow. It's like she's been sworn in. Wonderful. And then we have our swords. We have these kind of centurions or Romans. Wow, it's a powerful card. Let's go back to the 2. Interesting. Not what I'd imagine for 2 of swords, but our 4 and our 5. I like the way they've merged the 5 going into the 6, going across that body of water to a different shore. And then hiding here, look. Wow. He's lost half of his blade. I really hope the book goes into detail about the story, but it's almost like reading a storyboard through each of the miners. You can follow a timeline, a story. It's beautiful. Our page going into the night. Look at this energy here for the Knight card. His horse. Queen and King. And King coming back to the page. Wow. And the cardstock is great. Really nice, thick, chunky deck. Borderless. There is a sheen to them. They're not over glossy though. This would be a great deck, in my opinion, for pathworking. I think it's absolutely stunning. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I don't think it's been out too long. I'm sure it's, 2019. It's not been out long at all. Let me just have a look if... does tell you about why the scene's there. So it would say, in this card, a pickpocket is reaching for a golden pocket watch. The pocket watch represents the ace with the pentagram symbol embossed into it. So it does give you, I would have liked the arc, the story arc. I'm not sure it does that anywhere. Let's have a look at the contents page. If there is one. No, it doesn't really tell you. You get the source card, keywords for each of the, so you get keywords for each element, 2 and 3, and the in-between concept, so joining with others. So I quite like that. And I like the fact it describes the scene. It's great. It's really, really great. Let me know your thoughts. Is this a tarot deck that you could use? And if so, how would you use it? I'm not sure I'd read for others. Never say never, I could, but I certainly want to explore this on a personal level first. All right, guys, well, thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.